It took 4 days of determined international diplomacy, spearheaded by Turkey and the UN, for Russia to rejoin a deal allowing for the export of Ukrainian grain to world markets. Also known as the Black Sea Grain Initiative, this was a deal to allow grain ships to depart safely from Ukrainian ports. Which was brokered by the UN and Turkey in July and which became operational on August 1. Since then, an estimated 9.5 million tons of grain and other foodstuffs have been moved out of Ukraine under the deal. According to UN estimates, this indirectly prevented some 100 million people from falling into extreme poverty. Following an attack on the Russian Black Sea Fleet's base in the port city of Sevastopol in occupied Crimea, Moscow had suspended its participation in the Black Sea Grain Initiative on October 29. Pulling out of the grain deal immediately raised serious concerns of a worsening global food crisis. Global prices for wheat and corn rose by up to 6% in response to the Russian announcement. The decision also affected more than 200 ships involved in getting Ukrainian grain to world markets through a safe sea corridor from the Ukrainian ports of Kornomorsk, Odessa and Pippy to Turkey. International maritime insurers, too, suspended underwriting, and even quoting, cover for new shipments. The combined and linked problems of supply shortages and rising prices is particularly problematic for low-income countries. According to the International Rescue Committee, IRC, the war in Ukraine has altered the global patterns of food production and supply. This has led to a situation in which, says the IRC, inflation in low-income countries has surged to almost 90%, with 345 million people estimated to experience acute food insecurity this year. The World Food Programme has pointed out that an already existing global food crisis has been further exacerbated by the war in Ukraine. It has become a major driver of instability and conflict, including in severely affected countries like Libya, Syria, and Yemen. Unsurprisingly, there was immediate and widespread condemnation of Russia's actions, led by UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, who suspended his departure for the Arab League summit in Algiers by a day to focus on the issue. Guterres noted that, as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February, grain had piled up in Ukrainian silos and ships had been unable to safely leave with their cargoes, meaning that increasing numbers of people found themselves on the brink of famine. Following a flurry of diplomatic activity, especially by Turkey, Russia made a U-turn on November 3. Putin claimed that the Kremlin had received sufficient written guarantees from Ukraine that the safe corridor would not be used for attacks on Russian forces, something immediately denied by the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry. Despite Russia's withdrawal from the deal, the other three parties to the Black Sea Grain Initiative, the UN, Turkey and Ukraine, have remained committed to keep to the deal as much as possible in order to continue to help vital Ukrainian exports. As a result, there was almost no disruption to Ukrainian exports. Russian pressure. Even though Russian attempts at escalation failed, there's no escaping the fact that this was another calculated move by Putin to escalate an already deeply worrying crisis. Part of the Russian strategy appeared to be to shift the blame onto Ukraine and its allies. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.